Hi there, this is Elise Benin, your marketing mentor. And this is the podcast for you if and only if you are ready to leave the feast or famine syndrome behind, and I mean for good. While the new year is often a time to look ahead, it's also a time to look back, to see where we came from. So in today's podcast, I'll share what I think of as my origin story for Marketing Mentor and reveal my 3 secrets, which are at the foundation of everything I teach and that will show you 3 things. 1, how to be consistent with your marketing, even when life gets busy. 2, why you don't need willpower to be consistent. And 3, how to stay top of mind to your ideal clients without pestering them. So listen and learn. And welcome to the Cyber Monday launch of the Simplest Marketing Plan for 2024. I call it the SMP. I'm Elise Benin of marketing-mentor.com. And I am really thrilled to see how many of you have shown up today. We have almost 1,000 people signed up. So let's see how many of you show up. And showing up has been my mantra for 2023. Because sometimes it is as simple as that. You show up and things happen. But nothing will happen if you don't show up. So thank you. You showed up. And that really does mean a lot to me. Because today I'm going to reveal the 3 secrets that I've been talking about all month that will show you how to be consistent with your marketing, even when life gets busy, why you don't need willpower to be consistent, and how to stay top of mind to your ideal clients without pestering them. And these 3 secrets are the foundation of everything I teach. But first, I want to show you something very cool. So Bonnie, please share that. All right. So this image, this is a picture of the art of self-promotion. This is where it all started. And I want to know, does this look familiar to any of you? In the chat, tell us if you remember the art of self-promotion. This was a printed newsletter that I published in the 90s. And that has evolved actually into my quick tips for Marketing Mentor, which I know a lot of you get. And I want to thank Greg Siegel. I think he might be here today for this photo because he's a copywriter who's been in my network since the 90s. And when I met him in person for the first time at boot camp last month in Florida, Greg told me that he kept all of my original newsletters and would send me a picture. And he did follow through like any good marketer would. And this is what landed in my inbox a week later. I was thrilled. The art of self-promotion was my very first experiment in content marketing, long before we called it that, by the way. I wrote and designed it in Quark Express by myself. And then I had it printed, folded, and labeled. Yes, we printed it on paper. And Marilyn, she was my little helper from the neighborhood. We folded and labeled them, and then we lugged the boxes of those newsletters all the way to the post office in Hoboken, New Jersey, because I did not have a car. And then we bulk mailed them. Does anyone remember bulk mail? Right? To a list of creative professionals. I cannot even remember how many. I think it was thousands, but it was a list that I compiled myself from research I did at the library. Does anyone remember doing research at the library? Right? That's how long I've been doing this. That's the way we did it back then. And Marilyn, she was 10 years old. She's 37 now, and she is still in my world. And she's actually grown into a lovely young woman who works in marketing. So maybe I had a little bit of influence on her, but over Thanksgiving, we had a chuckle over these memories. And she looked at this photo and she called it vintage. So I like that. And since the 90s, I've done a lot more experiments with content marketing and much more. And I learned how to market my own services by trial and error. And when I say error, I mean that I've made a lot of mistakes. I've tried lots of things that didn't work, Although I would never call them failures. I really don't believe in failure. I think everything is learning. In fact, you may have heard me say that your business is a laboratory for your professional growth as well as your personal growth. And that's what I am going to pass along to you today, all the things that I have learned over the years. Because in those now 35 years, I have also created many, many marketing plans. The 30 minutes a day marketing plan, the marketing blueprint, the get the work you want marketing plan. I imagine some of you have some of those still, and they were pretty good. All variations on a theme, basically. I'm sure some of you still have them and are using them, which is great. And do tell us in the chat if you are. I'd love to know. And for some reason, I thought I had to come up with a brand new marketing plan every year. So they just kept getting more complicated. And it was overwhelming, even to me. And I knew what I was doing. And now looking back, I can see clearly that these marketing plans were my own baby steps. Each one represents my own progress as I practiced what I was preaching and as I built my business baby step by baby step by baby step over 35 years. But then in 2019, I had an epiphany. If I was overwhelmed by my own marketing plans, then others must be too. And I just knew I needed to simplify everything. So I asked myself, how can I make this simpler? I needed to stop adding content, first of all, but that's how the name came to me. It needed to be the simplest because as I added more content, I realized that it hid the deceptively simple idea that has since become the simplest marketing plan. And once I did that, that's when I really started to focus on this one simple idea and these three simple tools. That is when I made it the foundation of everything I do, everything I talk about, everything I teach, and everything I offer. That is when the first planner was born, the SMP Planner. And now there's a year-long program that goes with it. And of course, this community that has grown up around me very organically because building a community was not on my radar. And that's when it really started to make a difference in my business and in my clients' businesses too. My clients started getting more work than they could handle. They started hiring other freelancers to help. In fact, they started hiring each other, which has been kind of amazing to witness and facilitate. And that is when it started to gain momentum. And we are riding that wave of momentum today. Can you feel it? I can. Because the simplest marketing plan has literally transformed my business in the last 5 years, and it can transform yours too. The good news is that it doesn't have to take 35 years. It doesn't even have to take hours. All it takes is 30 minutes a day if you use what I've learned in my 35 years. Because as it turns out, there are some very powerful secrets embedded in the simplest marketing plan. And those are the secrets I want to share with you today. So take out your notepad. I am going to share my secrets. Now, these three secrets are, as I said, the basis for everything that I teach, and they are rooted in this simple idea that all it takes is 30 minutes a day. Although, as you start to enjoy your marketing, and as it starts to work, because marketing works when you do it consistently, you will probably want to spend more time, which of course is fine with me. And you will, of course, get more clients, which makes total sense, right? So what are those secrets? Wait, one more thing. I do want to give a shout out to Bryn Chapman, who wrote to me about what he called the marketing monster. He said, I've always subconsciously viewed marketing as the monster under the bed rather than a treat for myself and my business. So I'm curious to learn more. Well, Bryn, I have a feeling that my three secrets will banish that marketing monster forever and turn it into marketing magic. Y'all know I'm a sucker for alliteration. Okay, now the secrets. You have your notepad, right? So secret number one, the first secret is to take baby steps. In fact, I do think that one baby step a day is plenty. So many creative professionals believe they have to have everything figured out before you start marketing. Actually, you don't. You can kick off your marketing immediately. In fact, I have a new Smart Start guide that will help you in 2024. I'll tell you more about that later. But really, all you have to do is take one baby step a day. When you do that, that's when you start to build momentum. And that is the slow-ish snowball I've been talking about. So one example of a baby step is to start with people you know, because getting someone's attention is the hardest part of marketing. But once you've got it, you can have a conversation. So don't start with strangers. It's much easier to get the attention of people you already know. And I promise you never know where that will go. Or here's another baby step. This is the one that Linda Dell took. She joined the local chapter of her American Marketing Association in Philadelphia, and she just offered to help. She wrote to me, she said, my leap out of my comfort zone was to become blog editor and content strategist for the AMA Philadelphia. So if it wasn't for you, I'd probably be taking another course and waiting until I was ready. But I don't need to wait. People are finding me, doors are opening for me because I'm taking baby steps. In fact, leaps. So I want to say good for you, Linda. I am so glad you are with us. You are here today and you are on your way. So secret number one, when you take baby steps, you build momentum. And that is exactly what I'm going to help you with in 2024. The second secret, if you want to stay consistent with your marketing, get help. Don't do it alone. You see, so many creative professionals believe they need discipline and willpower to be consistent, but actually you don't. What you need is accountability. And what I've learned over the years is that before we can become accountable to ourselves, we first have to be accountable to someone else. And then little by little, baby step by baby step, we internalize that accountability. And then, and only then, can we become consistent in our marketing. In fact, Marie D'Amico wrote to me and she said, it really helps me be much more productive to have a cohort working alongside me. I wish there was another co-working session today. Well, Marie, we did add a lot more co-working to the SMP, the Simplest Marketing Program for 2024, for you and everyone else who asked for it. So secret number two, you don't have to have willpower. You don't have to have discipline. If you get help, and you take baby steps, you will build both momentum and consistency. And can you see how those secrets are connected and they support each other almost like a scaffolding for your business? That's what I want to help you build for yourself in 2024. And finally, secret number three is to make business friends. Because so many creative professionals believe that when you follow up with a prospect or when you reach out to a stranger, you're bothering them. Actually, no. On the contrary, you're making friends, business friends. And what do friends do? They're thoughtful and they give you their attention and they offer their help, right? Well, you can integrate all of those things into your marketing too by being generous and by being you. And one of my favorite strategies, because it works, is simply commenting on LinkedIn. Because when you do it as a friend with your genuine enthusiasm and your genuine curiosity, you do actually make business friends. In fact, Val Roskins Tees is the queen of making business friends. Her secret is to ask herself, what would I say if this person really was my friend? So she essentially pretends that the people whose posts she's commenting on are already her friends. And turns out a lot of them actually have become her business friends. And this is also how Ruthie Ehrman just got a brand new client, because she wrote to me last Wednesday and she said, I did what you suggested, and that is commenting. And when my prospect liked my post, I began the communication with her. Then we spoke on the phone and I sent her a proposal. And she says she wants lots of writing done and doesn't have the time. So sounds like a complete gold mine. Yes, indeed, Ruthie, a gold mine. But it also sounds to me like the beginning of a beautiful business friendship. doesn't it to you too? So if I had to give you all 3 secrets in one sentence, here's what I would say. You don't have to bother anyone. You don't have to have willpower, and you don't have to have everything figured out. All you have to do is be you and be generous and take baby steps and get help. That is how you build momentum and consistency. And the big overarching secret is this. All it takes is 30 minutes a day. That's how you build a business you can depend on. And that's what I really want to help you do. You want to know how? Of course, I'm going to tell you everything. And I will start with an overview of what is new for 2024 in the Simplest Marketing Plan, because you're going to get more help kicking off the new year. Because in January, our focus will be on getting you some quick wins, and we'll do that with my brand new Smart Start Guide. And for the SMP Plus program members, there will also be a 3-week Smart Start Intensive. So you're going to get more help kicking off the new year, and you're going to get more clarity than ever, because we're having a brand new Cyber Monday bonus, which is also in January. This is the Dream Business and Dream Client Workshop, which I'm presenting with Lisa Mullis, whom some of you know. So more clarity and more help kicking off the new year, and more accountability than ever with weekly co-working and outreach clubs, plus our brand new weekly Focus Mate buddy sessions. Details shortly. So more clarity, more accountability, and more practice than ever with your marketing in this safe environment with 4 all new skill building intensives. These are very popular. So I'm developing 4 brand new ones. And best of all, more access than ever to me. In fact, with the office hours and the Ask Me Anything sessions and the 4 intensives and the weekly co-working and the new outreach and the private Slack channels, if you want it, there's an activity with me almost every week. And if you miss 1 or 2, it's really no big deal. So essentially, all you have to do is show up and jump into my flow, and you will get more help than ever. And that is what will take you in the right direction. What you just heard was my Cyber Monday presentation, where I introduced the new Simplest Marketing Plan for 2024. As of today, January 1st, so far, 100 creative professionals have joined the SMP Plus program, so that means it's full. And this program is designed to almost force you to do your marketing, because that is how you build a business you can depend on. And 200 creative professionals have bought the DIY version of the Simplest Marketing Plan, which also includes the monthly office party, the Smart Start Guide, the SMP phone book to make it easier to connect with others, and Focus Mate buddy sessions for accountability. Now, of course, the SMP is still on sale at marketing-mentor.com. So if you want to kick off this new year with a bang, it's not too late. Join us and you'll be invited to the next office party. You don't want to miss that, do you? And if you want to build a thriving business on your own terms, the first step is always to sign up for my quick tips at marketing-mentortips.com. Once you're on the site, you'll find lots more resources, including my Simplest Marketing Plan for 2024, brand new. And so enjoy, and I'll see you next time.